She realized she was losing something so precious that she better get out and see the things she wanted to see. She realized that if she was going to have children, she wanted to see their smiles. She understood how beautiful the colors are because they were leaving. And see, that's also kind of me too. I've always loved America, I always got that. But because I feel like we're losing it, people are rising up to the occasion. Because we just cannot be what we once were. So when I came out and finished my book and got it out, and it came out at the end of October, and we were sending it out everywhere. And you know, I tell you, I was speaking and trying to get out, trying to change the 2012 election, and for Pete's sake, get Obama out. And I was just like 24-hour days and this and that. And I have to tell you, when Mitt Romney gave his concession speech, I went into a deep funk. I cried real crocodile tears, and that loss hurt me more than my divorce. I was wearing black all the time, and I wrote an op-ed that got picked up in the Dallas Morning News and Austin American Statesman. I was so glad when things get picked up in Austin, because Keep Austin Weird, it was not just a bumper sticker, it was a real campaign. And I said, you know, remember that petition about let's secede from America and Texas going? And I was number 211 on that petition. I was like, let's go. I met G12 down in Katy just a couple of months ago. And I said, this can't be. This just can't be. How did we let this happen again? And what literally got me out of my funk, and I tell this where I tell everywhere I go, tell people it was the story of the Alamo. Now, you guys know the story of the Alamo, but when I was in California, they were like, "Alamo, who?" I was like, we know what that was about. And it was, reading Travis's letter and imagining Bonham going through and trying to get people rallied up. Because see, every color was in the Alamo. There were blacks in the Alamo. There were whites in the Alamo. There were men in the Alamo. There were women in the Alamo. There were Mexicans in the Alamo fighting against Santana because they knew he was a nut. It was about freedom. It was about liberty. And even Sam Houston, who would become the president of the Republic of Texas, was telling them, give it up, just whatever, forget that. But they stood there, and they held on, and they did not surrender. And even though I kept on imagining the smell of the burning corpse, that were just, what did those burning bodies, and how that must have just continued, and instead of it being the nail in the coffin for those proud Texans, it became the rallying cry. And people said, no way, we are going to keep our liberty, we are going to fight for freedom. And I said, Karen, 2012 is your Alamo. So I've been out here speaking because everywhere I've gone, everybody is hurting. Everybody gets it. But no one wants to say it for fear of the truth. Because this president has been horrific. He doesn't care about black people. Are you kidding me? Black people have been hurt more under Barack Obama than any time in my lifetime. He has divided our nation more than any time in my lifetime. I've never even, we are so splintered. But I've never seen it. And I tell people, if America was a company, Obama would be a corporate raider. We're just sitting around and allowing it to happen. So please, join with me and let's take our country back. Thank you so much for letting me be here. I'll take questions if that's okay.
Okay, we have.
Check. Okay.
I've been listening a lot to Dr. Ben Carson. He really sounds good. Is he for real?
He is for real. I have met Dr. Ben Carson, and you know what? Because when this country has been so good to you, it's easy to be good to it. And he knows that under this administration, you can't have those dreams. See, I was, a young girl growing up in a impoverished area of Dallas, and to end up to have a home in Highland Park, which I still live in, to be the #1 at a large company. Yeah, it's an exceptional nation, and to see it slipping, it hurts. It hurts. So yeah, Alan Keyes, he's been out there speaking a long time. Alan West, people are, These are people who don't see themselves as African Americans or Black Americans. They just see themselves as Americans. And by golly, they're going to do everything they can to keep American. So yeah, he's a good man.
Karen, I'm a member of the Texas Water Volunteers, and I've spent many hundreds of hours on the border helping the Border Patrol, and I just want to congratulate you on the summary of what illegal aliens really represent to America, better than anybody else I've heard talk about that subject, because you really nailed it.
Thank you.
And that message, the way you present it, really needs to be spread across the nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say that Dr. Ben Carson is not the only good black man in the Republican side of the arena. Clarence Thomas happens to be my favorite Supreme Court justice.
We never have to worry about how he's going to vote. He's the most conservative on the bench. So, yeah.
Have you heard the name Francis Rice?
I have heard that name. Is it a woman in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just in Florida.
You'll probably be hearing from her.
Okay. I was in Miami. And you know what? To tell you, I'll be honest with you. Here I am in Miami, all Cubans basically, I'll just say that. And when I said we are not Hispanic, I have never heard the roar. People are tired of this. The left is giving these labels because they're trying to keep people divided. The people aren't wanting to be divided, but they were like, rah, rah, rah. Because they get it. They get it. It is a game. It is to divide. It is to keep people away. And the other thing that's happening with, unfortunately, the people who are of Mexican descent, they're not being assimilated into this nation. People aren't being told what America is about. If you haven't seen the movie by Dinesh D'Souza, America, I say please go and see that and take somebody with you. That's how we do it. That's how we break it down. We go out and get the stuff out and start changing the hearts and the minds. Take people out to see those movies. Take people out to see, anything that is talking about the greatness of this nation, because they're not going to get it anyplace else. They have to get it from a conservative, because our message is what everybody wants. But they have to. We all know the story of socialism. We do, right? Because we are the Tea Party. We are the Tea Party. They are told, oh no, now it's progressive. What in the world is that? They don't know their history, they don't know what's going on, and they don't know what will happen to them when this full-fledged communism, socialism is really in play. So we've got to stand up and change it.
One more.
Are you reaching the black community?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. My book is, anybody, it's for everybody to read, but anybody that you know it's black, get it for them. And I will tell you this is true. I was invited to speak in California. I told you my sister went to school out there, and California's a blue state, right? And I'm thinking, oh gosh, my sister was like, it might be a setup, to bring me to California. I was brought out there. I left Dallas, DFW, left my home at 4 and got to San Francisco airport around 9 o'clock. And okay, ladies, you know how it is. Someone's never seen you. You still got to, be on the airplane. So I'm like, let me just comfortably but decent instead of, some dirty t-shirt and, sweats or something. So I just dressed basic, like just some pants and slacks and a turtleneck, 'cause it's always cold in San Francisco, and a jacket. And so I get there, and they said, Karen Watson, we've lined up all these interviews for you. Do you mind? Are you okay with that? Coming right off the plane. And I said, okay, let's do it. It was my first 25-hour day. So I get there, and they said, we've been telling people, and people are like, I don't want to interview Karen Watson. She's lost her mind. These people have not even met me. They were like, and of course, it happened to be the day that Rand Paul was there, and Jesse Jackson. Of course, he was, marching and boycotting against Hewlett Packard. So they took me to Oakland. Now, Oakland is like going to Harlem in New York. So the guy comes up, and he's like, yeah, I'll interview Karen Watson on TV and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, okay. Again, I've been up since 4, and kind of already tired. Hadn't even expected all of this. And I had my event that I was speaking at that night. So he comes out, the body language, and you're like, yeah, bring her on. Because I'll just show her a thing or two. I'll just, make her understand the real deal or that kind of thing. First, I tell people, I'm in California, I'm Texan. They almost don't like, that's almost a thing they don't like. Here I am, black and Republican. Oh my gosh. So he was like recruited to baptize me back, into the Democratic Party. And so they had me on this set, and it was a green room. And for those of you who've ever been in a green room, those lights are so hot. And I mean really, really hot. I made it all the way from Dallas, all the way to Oakland, from the plane to Oakland. Hadn't spilled anything. And then about 2 minutes before the camera started rolling, I spilled coffee right there. It was already a hostile environment. And then, but the people, the camera people were having a conniption fit. Because they were like, oh, I can't, nuts, can't, that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. And for you guys who've ever been on a set, you can't leave a chair to fit you. You kind of have to fit the set. So I'm not the tallest person. Someone said, I thought you were taller than what you were. So I'm all propped up behind where you can't see it. So look at this camera and all of that. So when I spilled the coffee, they were like, okay, you gotta button up this jacket. I'm already hot. Then I got even hotter. And then it